Baby.
Feel like the one, feeling is stuck. This ain't no whack, that's dime in the cup. Light on my shoulders, I'm getting them rough. Money don't fold up, I feel like pocket in the tub. Showered in gold chains, knots on me. They got the slices, I stay with the block of cheese. Broccoli pressure, both cost me 43. Hey, I stay in my lane, don't fuck with no one. Fuck with no one. Whoa. If you mad, hold your horses, I'm still going up. You cannot stop it, just sit back and watch it. I pull up in different whips, yeah, I got options. Don't play with that sneak dissing, boy, you childish. Just see me in person that wanna talk about it. I feel like I'm, who you feel like? I feel like I'm pocking the tub with the chains on. Whole lot of gold. They want me to turn it down, I gotta stay on. And never go out. We ain't dimming the lights, no. Going out like their bikes. 12 o'clock. Everybody eating over here. Having more than one bite. Only the team get to play. Only the team get to stay. Yes, silver spoon where they were with me. Dogs aggressive like they never ate. I was too quiet on the other side. Where they at? But I know they ain't plotting. Fuck with me, you die. No, I ain't playing. Telling me what, I don't give a fuck. They gon' talk when you down, they gon' talk when you up. I take what they say, along with the eighth. Kept me a wood, then I burn it up. Pockin' the tub, chains on me. Feel like a thug, lot of guns. All got kickback, damn your son. Still score when they foul, one. Need mine and some, plus. Spray on my body, rack, plus. Some say I changed, I'm racked up. Hit for the money, fuck who next up. I stay on my 10, ain't no taking me out. Got a blunt in my hand, one in my mouth. Some say I talk cocky, but this ain't no act.
Yo. Yo. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with another live, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in right now. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. We in the building for sure, man. Lit Tiger, what up? What up, homie? Lorenzo in the building. My boy Notes, what's going on? Stop Motion MMA. Some day one supporters in the building right now. I'm very grateful to have all you guys on right now. We got some things that we need to discuss. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a whole new virtual background, man. As StreamYard is starting to progress and you know what I mean, I guess mature and shit, they coming out with new things that streamers could try. And I seen that they had this new feature with like a virtual background. So I figured I'd make one real quick, man, and yeah, I mean try it out. So if y'all fuck with it, I'll keep it up. You know what I'm saying? But that's something new that I'm trying out right now, man. So shout out to StreamYard for, you know what I mean, constantly innovating and coming up with creative ways to keep the creators, you know what I mean, brain moving. You feel me? But what's going on, y'all? Let's talk. We got some things that we need to discuss, man. We gotta talk about funky ass Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Boots, Tim Zoo. We gonna talk about Canelo Alvarez. We gonna talk about Jamal Charlo. We gonna talk about Bud Crawford. Bro, listen, we gonna talk about David Benavidez. We gonna talk about a whole lot. Shout out to my boy Notes with the $2 super chat. He says GTD. Talking about Gervonta Tank Davis. That's one of Gervonta Tank Davis's biggest fans. Right there. Shout out to my boy Notes for holding his guy down. Even though we could have some disagreements at times, man. If y'all part of the group chat, then you know. I mean, sometimes we bump heads, but it's all respect, it's all love at the end of the day, man. Eventually, we gonna figure out who is who in this sport of boxing. Because, like I said, boxing, it exposes everybody in due time, whether it exposes them in a great light or a bad light. You know what I mean? Time will tell. You feel what I'm saying? But shout out to everybody that's in the building so far. 9 people in the building, man. Hit the like button as soon as you come in. It is very much appreciated. You feel what I'm saying? But there's some things that we need to talk about, man. But before I get into that, Shakur Stevenson pretty much he losing his mind. He losing his mind on social media, man. You know what I'm saying? He definitely losing his mind, bro. I don't know if he's frustrated. I don't know if Top Ranks is giving him a hard time and is discouraging him. To me, it just sounds like he's extremely frustrated. You know what I mean? So he's taking the Tiafimo route right now. Ironically, Tiafimo and Shakur Stevenson, and their most recent bouts, they're gonna be fighting on a Thursday. Jermaine Ortiz versus Teofimo Lopez is going on a Thursday. Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin De Los Santos happened on a Thursday. And ironically, Both of these guys are now talking about retirement. This is what happens when you get on Top Rank bad side, man. This is exactly what happens when you go against the grain and you speak crazy about Top Rank, and you know what I'm saying? You don't try to bend to their rules or their demands and stuff like that. This is the type of things that happen. You know what I'm saying? You talk crazy about Bob, you talk crazy about Top Rank, you talk crazy about the matchmakers, you do anything to go against the grain, bro, they gonna make you pay for it. Especially if you talking about free agency. They like, what? Free agency? You not staying with us? You know what I mean? They be thinking everybody like Tim Bradley that be satisfied with a little crispy chicken sandwich from Wendy's and shit like that. You know, this chicken so good, boss. This chicken so good, man. I'm never gonna leave Top Rank. Y'all feed me real good here, boss. You know what I'm saying? They hate when when these fighters don't have that Tim Bradley mentality. So you know what I'm saying? They be going out their way to make fighters pay for want to consider free agency. You feel what I mean? So Top Rank makes it clear, man, if you on their bad side or if they feel like you going against the grain, you know what I mean, most likely you're gonna be fighting on a Thursday. Most likely they ain't gonna promote your fights, and most likely they gonna apply so much mental pressure on you that next thing you know, you're gonna be talking about hanging up the gloves. You feel what I'm saying? Why is two guys in their prime that's on the come up right now that are both under Top Rank and are both considering free agency soon talking about retiring from the sport? And ironically, both of them guys happen to be the ones that are fighting on Thursday nights. Very interesting. You know what I mean? I already know what type time Top Rank on, bro. I've heard plenty of stories behind the scenes of what they do to fighters when they're not on good terms with them, whether it's lining them up with an opponent that could possibly beat them, or just they take one loss and then they just cut them from the roster. All types of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? But Shakur, stop talking crazy because while you was announcing this little retirement on Twitter, it was due to I think Emmanuel Navarrete is supposed to be fighting somebody, and I think that Shakur Stevenson's just disappointed because that's the fight that he wanted. He wanted that fight with Emmanuel Navarrete. So when he sees him sign to fight somebody else, he's like, "Damn, I can't get this type. I can't get no type of fights. I can't get no meaningful fights, bro." So I understand his frustration, but to be talking about free agency, I mean, for you to be talking about retirement is crazy. So apparently, according to No Smoke Boxing, the WBO has officially ordered three-weight world champion Emmanuel Navarrete and 2012 Olympic medalist Denis Berinchyk to fight for their vacant WBO lightweight title. Oh, okay. Okay. So I guess Emmanuel Navarrete is moving up to 135 to fight for the vacant WBO title of the world. That's interesting. I did not know that. And Shakur Stevenson replies with, "This is sickening. Shit is disgusting, my nigga." That's what he said. He said, "I might as well retire." Then puts out a tweet 10 minutes later after that, says, "I'm officially retiring from the sport of boxing. I'll be in the gym forever perfecting my craft and helping the next generation become great and chase their dreams, but I ain't fucking with this weak boxing game." So this is what it sounds like to me. It don't really sound like retirement from boxing. It sounds like he's done with Top Rank. You know what I mean? That's what exactly it sounds like. Because if he was really retired from the sport, then why will he be in the gym forever perfecting his craft? What did you perfect? What did you perfecting your craft for if you're not putting it on display anymore? You know what I'm saying? So it just sounds like, yo, I'm fed up with Top Rank. I'm fed up with how they treating me, how they not giving me opportunities. So I'm gonna fall back until my contract is up with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson has been having some tough he's been having some tough luck with boxing in terms of getting the biggest fights. You know what I mean? The Devin Haney situation. Note says, "Do you think Bud beats Janabek?" I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how Bud power. I don't know how his legs or his reflexes would translate in the middleweight division. I have no idea at all. You know what I mean? Me personally, I think that Um, like if he goes about his career without the Canelo fight or anything like that, I think that 154 will be the cap for Bud Crawford. I think anything past that is a little bit too much for him. You know what I mean? I understand what you're saying, though. I know John Beck is a unified champion at 160, so I'm assuming that's what you was talking about. But I think 154 is Bud's cap for real. You know what I mean? I think after that, once he gets into those bigger weight classes, I think he'll be at a significant disadvantage. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? Bud could prove me wrong. Maybe he could be a 5, 6 weight class world champion. Who knows? 4, 5, 6 weight class world champion. But I just think that once you hit that middleweight division, man, it's like them dudes. They much bigger. They boiling down from higher weights, and there's a different type of punching power. You know what I mean? I just think that although Bud is extremely skilled, I think size will play a part eventually if he finds his way into the middleweight division. That's just what I personally believe. You know what I mean? But like I said, I could be wrong. Bud is a phenomenal talent. He's a gifted fighter. So if anybody's capable of proving me wrong, it's Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I love Bud though. Love Bud, but everybody got their limits and there's weight classes for a reason. He said that himself on several occasions. You know what I'm saying? But that's what it sounds like to me from this whole Shakur Stevenson situation. It just seems like he's fed up with his situation at top rank. You know what I mean? He hasn't like really expressed how he feels with top rank and shit at this moment. He's been keeping it pretty low key, but it's understandable because he doesn't want to speak out and expose top rank while he's still under contract with him, because as a result, he might get thrown on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Um, so he's just been keeping it quiet, similar to Bud Crawford. But a mistake that Shakur Stevenson had made was during an interview. I think it was with Cigar Talk or whatever. He had asked, "Oh, like, I heard your contract is coming up soon. Um, what's going on exactly with that situation? Are you going to re-sign?" And then, like, I think, like, even before like Duke could finish asking a question, he said, "Fuck no." He was like, "Fuck no, man. I'm trying out free agency, and I'm gonna just weigh my options." Now, if that's your real intention, cool, right? But that's just not the smartest thing to say when you're currently under contract with a promoter that has put a lot of money into you. Think about it from a promoter's perspective. You're putting hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even millions of dollars into a fighter, right? You think that a lot of promoters are entitled after the fact, like, damn, I helped build your career up. The least you could do is stick with me, or the least you could do is sign another deal or whatever. So when they see these interviews and they see that fighters are pretty much considering leaving their company after they've put so much money into their career, they might feel betrayed by it. They may feel backstabbed by it. Like, and Bob Arum is somebody who takes that personally, because I remember at one time Miguel Cotto had left Top Rank, and I think that he signed like this partnership with Golden Boy, and they had asked Bob Arum how he felt about it. And he said he'll never forgive Miguel Cotto for what he did. You know what I mean? So um guys like Bob Arum, bro, they take that shit personal when you attempt to walk away from their company. You know what I'm saying? So I'm assuming how can I say this really? How can I really say this? It's like, man, at the end of the day, man, Shakur Stevenson not happy over there. Shakur Stevenson not happy over there. And I don't think it was a smart move to just blatantly say that he's gonna consider free agency and fuck no, he not resigning. You know what I mean? That's why it's real important that some of these guys have publicists, you know what I mean, PR people, whatever you want to call them, because you could be well spoken. You know what I mean? You can know how to talk, you know what I mean? You could be funny and all that, but you got to be very careful and limit yourself to what you say, especially when you got somebody who's conducting your business for you, like a promoter. Especially if somebody has some type of power over you, you got to be real cautious with what you say. You got to have a filter. You know what I mean? Shakur Stevenson, one of them dudes, like, I'm a real nigga, bro. I'm a real nigga. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know what I mean? And they so pressed on being, you know what I'm saying, real, that they don't understand that they could possibly be taking food off of their kids' plates based off of the words that they've been saying. You know what I mean? And nowadays it's not really hard to get canceled. You know what I'm saying? Or get blackballed by a company, or get dropped from a endorsement deal and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, Shakur Stevenson, he's fed up with Top Rank. You can tell. You know what I mean? He's fed up, and he feels like Top Rank isn't giving him the opportunities that he feels he deserves. You know what I mean? So it sounds like he's just gonna I mean, it was an emotional response. This is just Shakur being in his emotions on social media right now, because he sees Emmanuel Navarrete is about to fight somebody else. for a world title at lightweight. You feel what I'm saying? So he like, damn, like Navarrete should fight me. What he about to fight for a vacant WBO title for? You feel what I mean? So he feels like I guess he feel like he got fucked over in this situation. So now he's talking about retiring and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we all know Shakur Stevenson not retiring from the sport of boxing. You feel what I'm saying? He's definitely not walking away. And if he do walk away, he won't walk away for long. So he need to stop all that cap. He need to get out his emotions and get in his bag. That's what Fabulous said. So get out your feelings and get in your bag, my nigga. The problem is you care too much and you always around. You be there too much. So fuck what you heard because you heard too much. You just a looking ass nigga and you stared too much. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas gotta get out their feelings and get in their bag. You feel me? Money Man John said, yo, what's good? Who and what the current convo about? I was talking about Shakur Stevenson's tweets that he just put out about an hour ago, talking about he's retiring from boxing. You know, he's just in his feelings right now because Top Rank ain't giving him or not attempting to give him the opportunities that he's looking for. But at the same time, it's like you talking about considering free agency and not re-signing with Top Rank. So for the remainder of this deal, they not going to give you anything you looking for. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to give you the opportunity to be Emmanuel Navarrete. They know stylistically it plays in your favor. Why they going to cash that guy out if they know you're going to walk away after the fact? Why they going to give you that big fight if they know you're going to walk away after the fact and then I mean, you're gonna take over your talent somewhere else and make money with other people and shit like that. Like it really don't make no sense. You know what I mean? So like, all right, you gonna walk away, you are cool. You either gonna sit down, you know what I'm saying, or we gonna give you a fight against somebody who either gonna make you look bad, beat you, or drop your stock essentially in the game. You know what I mean? Top Rank gonna make sure Shakur uh isn't necessarily on his high horse before he walks away. You know what I mean? And I guess they already did that shit with De Los Santos because that shit definitely dropped Shakur's stock. You know what I mean? A lot of people criticized him for it, and a lot of people got him. A lot of people who are favoring Shakur Stevenson in certain fights are now looking at those certain fights differently. You know what I mean? There was people that thought Shakur would beat Gervonta Davis. Now, after the De Los Santos that fight, they're like, oh, he can't fight Gervonta like that. He fight Gervonta like that. Gervonta will knock him out. Like all types of shit. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Anonymous says all these boxers is fed up. First Benavidez, now Shakur 2024. It's gonna be real interesting for boxing. Yeah, for sure, for sure. But all right, let's get into the main topics that I wanted to speak about. We got 17 people in the building, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to me speak. You know what I'm saying? This is also an open panel as well. So if you would like to come in and voice your opinions and just chop it up with me, y'all let me know. I'll post the link up and we could get to talking for sure. You know what I'm saying? You say you feel bad for bro. Yeah, I feel bad for Shakur too, man, because he's one of those real hungry, legacy-driven type fighters that just want to prove that he the best. You know what I mean? You could tell he definitely hungry to be great. You see what I'm saying? But sometimes it's best to just keep your mouth closed and you know what I mean, not really put your true intent, not really speak on your true intentions until that shit is already set in stone. That's why they say if they don't know your dreams, if they don't know your dreams, that they can't shoot them down. You feel what I mean? He should have kept his initial plans to himself, kept it cool until he was out of that contract. And if he felt like he wanted to express his feelings after the fact, then he could have, and he would have suffered any consequence. You know what I mean? But sometimes, you know what I mean, people don't know how to keep shit to themselves. You know what I mean? So Shakur don't got nobody to blame but himself, man. In all honesty. Damn, that's a crazy ass comment right here. Malik says, good riddance on Shakur's retirement. He will not be missed. Yo, that's crazy. Shakur won't be missed, man. Shakur got fans, bro. All these new fighters spend their time on Twitter and bragging over sparring wins from years ago. I mean, yeah, this is definitely a different era, man. It's a whole lot more talking going on than fighting. You know what I mean? And then I remember it was a rule where you can never post sparring. I remember I had posted sparring session as a young boy. And my dad like, yo, take that down. You know what I'm saying? And told me why, like, he felt like it was disrespectful or it was wrong. And ever since then, I mean, I abided by the code. You feel what I mean? But nowadays it's like posting sparring clips. That's a flex. You feel what I mean? It was a flex. It's a flex and make people get the attention that they looking for. Money ain't the root of all the evil now. Attention is. That's what people looking for on social media. Because they obsessed with the likes, they obsessed with the comments, uh they obsessed with the, how can I say? They just obsessed with the attention, bro. You know what I mean? It brings a false sense of security. Stop Motion MMA says, "What do you think about Jaime Munguia's performance against John Ryder?" It was a good performance, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I think like the first fight, the last fight that I watched of Jaime Munguia's live, I watched it fully, was his fight against Saddam Ali, and this was years ago. This is when Munguia was at 154 pounds. You feel what I mean? Because ever since then, I ain't really been feeling his opponent selection. So I've been boycotting him as a result. But I ain't have nothing to do. You know what I mean? It was a Saturday. I had my son, so I was like, you know what, man? I'm gonna go check out this Jaime Munguia fight. I put the John on. I noticed that it was a common opponent with Canelo Alvarez, and I said that if he was able to stop um John Ryder, then a lot of people will compare his performance with Canelo Alvarez, and because of that, he might have a better opportunity at getting the fight with Canelo Alvarez. You feel me? If they keep them names synonymous with each other, it could make the fight bigger, and they might give Golden Boy the opportunity that they're looking for, and that's to get their fighter a big fight against Canelo Alvarez, Mexico versus Mexico. You know what I mean? That would have been a dope John. So looking at the fight, man, Jaime Munguia, he has great offense, man. Like he has a solid jab. He was keeping the distance real well. He was landing some flush right hands to the body. You feel what I mean? And he's definitely in top shape, bro, because he has high output as well. The only problem that really the main issue with Jaime Munguia is his defense, man. He's very susceptible to getting hit with shots. John Ryder was landing some clean shots on him, but he couldn't deal with uh he couldn't deal with Jaime Munguia's offense, man. He was a little bit too sharp for him. The power was definitely bothering him. I seen John Ryder freeze up on several occasions, but he tried to hold it down. He got knocked down several times throughout the fight. But the last knockdown that he had, he was definitely hurt. You feel what I mean? He tried to recover and things of that nature, but uh he had gotten dropped again, and I believe shortly afterwards the corner had stopped the fight. So I think it was a ninth round stoppage for Jaime Munguia. You know what I mean? John Ryder gave it everything he could. He just couldn't deal with the volume punching. He couldn't deal with the body shots. He just couldn't deal with the overall offense of Jaime Munguia. So it was a pretty good performance. You know what I mean? It was a pretty good performance, but Jaime Munguia has a lot of work to do if he's going up against the elite guys like David Benavidez, David Morrell, and things of that nature. He said he's ready for the 168-pound division. We'll see. You know what I mean? We'll definitely see. But there's a lot of guys that's in the division that could give him a lot of trouble. Like the you might be able to beat the guys like Edgar Berlanga and shit like that, or a couple UK dudes that's out there. But the elite, like top tier, like Canelo, Benavidez, and maybe even the Caleb Plants, bro, they might give you a lot of trouble, bro. They might give you a lot of trouble. You know what I'm saying? But it was a good offensive performance from Munguia, but he definitely need to tighten up that defense for sure. If he's able to really get the defense down, and you know what I mean, if he's able to match his offense, he'd be hard to beat, man. He'll be hard to beat. He could also take a shot too. He got hit with some clean shit from John Ryder and didn't seem really too phased. You know what I'm saying? So Saddam Ali, the dude who retired Cotto, yeah, he is. He is the guy, but that was a washed up Miguel Cotto. Cotto was already on his way out. He ain't even really want to box all like that after that. And he had a torn bicep in that fight that you could clearly see. Canelo is stuck with I think you meant to say the PBC for 2 fights, right? Is there any way that he could get out of that? I would rather see Canelo versus Munguia. You would rather see Canelo versus Munguia than Canelo and David Benavidez? Or are you talking about uh, Canelo versus Bud and Canelo and Jamal Charlo? Which one you talking about, Pablo? It's a solid fight, but it's not the fight. You know what I mean? I think David Benavidez and Canelo is a bigger, better fight. You know what I'm saying? Mark, did you see the Puerto Rican kid Oscar Collazo? Yeah, I did. He stopped dude. Hmm. Yeah, Oscar Collazo, he I've been hearing about him. He's a phenomenal fighter. Like I had heard about Subriel Matias like years before he became world champion. Even before the Dada Shed fight, I heard of Matias. You know what I mean? The island speaks a lot. Uh the island speaks about fighters way before they end up coming to the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? And I think the next person that Puerto Rico gonna be talking about heavy is Henry LeBron. I think that he gonna be the one next up from Puerto Rico. Honestly, I think that dude a monster. Lo, we already spoke about that at the beginning of this video, man. Yeah, we spoke about that. Edgar Berlanga probably the hardest puncher at 68. I don't know about that. I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know because we not getting hit by them. But no, I don't think Berlanga the hardest hitter. Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. People say that David Benavidez ducked Morrell. I don't think that's true at all. Cause I think at one particular time, David Benavidez had asked for that fight, and David Morrell's team has spoken about wanting to get David Morrell some more fights, so they wanted it to marinate, same old shit. You know what I mean? But I just don't see David Morrell's team allowing him to fight Benavidez at this particular time. I think David Morrell only got 10 fights. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? He need more time to grow. He got to fight more uh higher top tier type guys. You feel what I mean? So I don't think that. I mean, David Morrell may want it because he a fighter at the end of the day, but is his team gonna advise him to take that fight? I don't believe so. Like if you look at the opponent selection that David Morrell has had so far, which one of those opponents is gonna gives you the reassurance that he'll defeat somebody like David Benavidez? Meanwhile, David Benavidez beating beat 2 world champions back to back with Caleb Plant and Demetrius Andrade. You feel me? I think total David Benavidez has beaten 3 champions: Darrell, Andrade, and Caleb Plant. You know what I mean? Meanwhile, David Morrell, I don't recall him beating any world champion or even a former world champion at this point. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. He ain't retired Cotto. That was his last fight. Well, yeah, that's pretty much what we trying to say. You know what I mean? Like Saddam Ali ain't forced Cotto to retire. You know what I mean? But it was gonna be, yeah, you're right. Cause I remember Cotto announcing that was gonna be his last fight, win or lose. You feel me? What is dude talking about? Southpaw 773. Don't F with you no more. All right, you on my dick, nigga. So what the fuck is you so worried about it for? Mind your fucking business, weirdo. Somebody smack you with the wrench, please. He said, "Damn." So David Benavidez has no one to fight right now because Canelo is ducking. All right, let's speak about that. Let's speak about that. So, I had put out a video earlier about the whole situation, saying how Canelo essentially, according to these reports, I believe somebody by the name of Salvador Rodriguez, I believe, who is ESPN. I guess he's a boxing analyst for like ESPN, like the Spanish version of ESPN or whatever. And according to his report, he's saying that Canelo Alvarez next opponents will be Jamal Charlo and Terrence Crawford in that order. That is the plan as of right now. So with that being said, he's gonna move up an inactive Jamal Charlo to the 168-pound division to fight him in May. And then in September, he'll be moving up a fighter 3 weight classes, 54, 60, 68, to face him for all of the belts at super middleweight in September. And that'll pretty much complete the 3-fight deal that's going on with PBC. You see what I'm saying? That's interesting to me. You know what I mean? Somebody in David Benavidez who's been a mandatory for over 2 years. Been a mandatory for 2 years, bro. Isn't getting the opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez. But guys who've never even tipped the scale at 168 pounds are getting shots for undisputed. Jamel Charlo, who is a career a career 154 pounder, is able to move up 2 weight classes and get an opportunity for undisputed before David Benavidez. Um, who else? John Ryder was given an opportunity before David Benavidez. Jamal Charlo's about to get an opportunity before Benavidez. Terrence Crawford is about to get a shot for undisputed at 168 before Benavidez. Nobody sees what's wrong with that. Oh, that's actually a good point, Texas. Yeah, David Lemieux was champion. So 4 champs. Yeah, you actually, yeah. Thank you for the correction. That's absolutely right. Triple G took his belt. Yep. That's a fact. But that's crazy to me, bro. How are these dudes who are in smaller weight classes getting a shot for undisputed at 168 before Benavidez, who's been at 168 this whole time, has won the world title 2 times on 2 separate occasions at 168. You know what I mean? Lost them both times due to his own problems and things of that nature. But at the end of the day, he's beaten everybody that he's needed to beat so far to show that he's worthy of another opportunity. And he's not receiving it. PBC has a 3-fight deal with Canelo Alvarez. They already completed one with Jamel. He has 2 left. So you mean to tell me that PBC is going to allow Canelo to get out of this deal without fighting David Benavidez? If that is the case, bro, I will be infuriated if I was David Benavidez with PBC. There's no way that you let this man walk out of this deal without facing David Benavidez, bro. And you can tell they've been trying. Al Heyman been trying, bro. I remember at one particular time, they offered him a stupid deal. You know what I mean? They offered him a stupid deal that included Jamal Charlo and I believe David Benavidez in the deal. And he had turned it down and had went over to the zone for the same amount of money. So for easier opposition, you know what I mean? Easier opposition over at the zone. Beating up on them UK dudes, man. So it's unfortunate, bro. It don't make any sense at all. But at the end of the day, like I said, these boxing fans, I'm not even gonna call them boxing fans. Let's just call them fans. These fans nowadays, they'll tolerate anything. They will tolerate anything. You know why? Because the last thing they want to do is see their favorite fighter lose. I know it hurt my heart when every time I seen Tito Trinidad lose, it hurt my heart. You know what I'm saying? It's not a good feeling. So a lot of people want to avoid that feeling at all costs, even if it means the best not facing the best, even if it means Canelo never fighting Benavidez. They don't care. They just don't want to deal with that whole situation. They don't want to see David Benavidez beat their favorite fighter or give their fighter a tough fight, whatever the situation is. They don't even want to see David Benavidez within the realm of an opportunity to beat Canelo Alvarez. They don't want them in the same building. You feel what I mean? So those type of guys, I refuse to call them boxing fans because when you're a boxing fan, you want to see the best fight the best. You want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. You know what I mean? That should be at the top of your list. But nowadays, you know what I mean? Uh we seeing shit like guys saying, "Oh, what does David Benavidez bring to the table? Who has he fought? He has to actually the Canelo's supposed to fight all these guys? Why don't they just fight each other? You know what I mean? Just trying to do the whole divide and conquer tactic. You know what I mean? To get the heat up off of Canelo Alvarez, bro. It's sad, bro. It's sad. And this is exactly why Canelo is content with making these type moves because he knows at the end of the day, his fans are so fucking they're so able to be manipulated. They're so easy to fool that he could do whatever he wants. It's like he can never do no wrong in their eyes. You know what I'm saying? Um, You were 13 when Tito was fighting. I was younger. So I think Tito last fight was in like 2008. That was 16 years ago. 16 minus 26. I was 10 the last time Tito fought. Yeah, we about 35 minutes in, Chris. So yeah, you kind of late, but it's all good. I mean, I'm gonna do my hour and I'm gonna get up out of here. But I'm just chopping it up with the people right now. You feel what I'm saying? I spoke on the whole, and I already spoke on the whole Shakur Stevenson retiring situation. You know what I mean? He's extremely frustrated because uh apparently, according to sources on Twitter, the WBO has granted Emmanuel Navarrete to fight for the WBO title at 135 pounds against somebody by the name of Denis Baranchek. You know what I'm saying? And uh, because of that, Shakur Stevenson feels like he's pretty much been slighted by Top Rank because I think they may have promised him the Emmanuel Navarrete for acted like they was gonna give him the opportunity, but instead Navarrete is about to fight for a belt against somebody else. You see what I'm saying? So he feel like Top Rank doing him dirty. So it sounds like he's frustrated with Top Rank and he don't want nothing to do with Top Rank no more. So it sounds like he wants to sit out the rest of this deal until he hits free agency. That's what it sounds like to me. You see what I'm saying? He said Mark was 22 when Tito fought. Hey, y'all niggas goofy, man. That nigga is a goofy. Even Juan Manuel Marquez wants to see David Benavidez versus Canelo. Bro, all the legends from Mexico want to see David Benavidez versus Canelo. Everybody wants to see David Benavidez versus Canelo. The only people that don't want to see this fight is Canelo fans. Canelo groupies. You know what I mean? Because I know some Canelo fans that be like, yo, I would love to see that fight. Canelo groupies, bro, the ones who's emotionally invested in Canelo, like they his baby mom or some shit. You know what I mean? Them alphabet type dudes, I ain't gonna really get into it. You know what I'm talking about though. Them alphabet dudes, they don't want to see Canelo fight Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see that little redhead uh get cooked in that ring. You feel me? So yeah, I mean they trying to protect they people by all means, by any means necessary. Carlos de Aguila, he says Canelo scared of David Benavidez. Alvarez is straight up ducking and his fans support him. It's insane. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He says, tell me not. You want to see Canelo get KO'd? I just want to see him fight the best, sir. I'll be rooting for David Benavidez in that fight with Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? And if he knocks him out, I'll be elated. I will celebrate. So I hope that answer your question. You know what I mean? Now, if Canelo actually beats Benavidez, he'll have my utmost respect. You know what I mean? And shit, I don't know. He might hit that pound for pound list. I know I don't put PED users on there, but I hold David Benavidez real high. You know what I mean? So if he's able to get through that fight without failing a drug test and possibly beating Benavidez, and proving me wrong after all these years and me talking crazy about the fight. I'll give him all the respect in the world. Keith probably doesn't want to do the IBF 10-pound rehydration clause. This is what people keep talking about with this IBF rehydration clause. This is the situation, right? So IBF has a rule that you cannot go up past 10 pounds at a certain point in time, right? You cannot rehydrate past 10 pounds. Um, and I think Daniel Jacobs went against that rule or whatever, and they ended up stripping him or whatever. But he ended up losing to Canelo anyway, right? So you know that those weigh-ins for that rehydration is literally at like 8 in the morning, right? It's literally at like 8 in the morning, from what I understand. So let's say you weigh in 12, you weigh in at like 3 o'clock that day. You know what I mean? You could just eat something, you know what I mean, to keep your stomach occupied and stuff like that. Drink a little bit of water and just chill for the rest of the day. You weigh in at 8 in the morning, and then from that point on, all the way until the night of the fight, you could rehydrate. You feel what I'm saying? You could literally rehydrate from that time frame, which is easily 13, 14 hours that you could actually fill back in exactly where you want to be. You could these dudes be getting IVs in these hotel rooms right after them weigh-ins, bro, and they easily be over 20 pounds rehydrated. So that IBF rule, you know what I mean, that's a cool little rule or whatever, but you know what I mean, there's ways around that. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, definitely hit the like button, man. You know what I mean? We got 29 people in the building. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, I mean, it's so simple. Just hit the like button, man. Yeah, I mean, it's either you being lazy or you just being a hater at the end of the day. And I know you don't want to be considered a hater. So hit the like button. Of course, it is very much appreciated. That Platts, he says, do you think David Benavidez has the power to KO Canelo? Absolutely. I think he has the power to KO Canelo. Do I think he'll knock him out with one shot? I don't believe so. You know what I mean? I think Canelo has one of the best chins in boxing. He takes a shot pretty well. You know what I mean? He's pretty good with his defense as well, so it's hard to hit him clean regardless. However, I do think that Canelo can be stopped through accumulation. You know what I mean? Canelo does cut easy. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a doctor stoppage, if anything. But I do think through accumulation of punishment, he could get Canelo up out of there because there's only so much a body could take before it's tapped out. You know what I mean? Or no longer able to continue. And David Benavidez has the perfect style for it. He throws a lot of punches. Yeah, I mean, he goes to the body well. You know what I mean? He's an accurate puncher. He has a sharp, strong jab. I think that he's capable of stopping anybody at the 168-pound division. You know what I mean? You keep chopping that tree, eventually it's gonna fall. You feel what I'm saying? So I think Benavidez can stop Canelo, especially at this point in his career. A lot of people riding high on Canelo based on his last performance against Jermell Charlo, but at the end of the day, Jermell didn't do anything. He didn't provide any resistance. So if you don't provide any resistance against Canelo, he gonna whoop your ass. He gonna look good. He gonna look good if you ain't providing no resistance. But these last couple fights he had against guys who weren't so hesitant or discouraged, they gave him a tough fight and made him look like he was older. You know what I mean? Lorenzo, he says, Mark, who is a young fighter that the fans should keep their eyes on? That's a great question. Raymond Mortataya, Henry LeBron. Keep your eyes on Ben Rodriguez, man. Um, who else? Bruce Carrington, Abdullah Mason, uh, Xander Zayas, of course. I mean, everybody got their eyes on Jaron Ennis already. Um, who else? Atifo Burlton from Philadelphia. I think that's about it, man. Those are guys that I really pay attention to nowadays. Them young dudes, those are the ones who really got my attention. Andy Cruz. Oh, Anonymous said that's a good one. That's a good one. He's under the radar. Elijah Garcia. That boy is a monster. That boy is a monster, bro. Elijah Garcia is nasty, bro. That's a fact. It's a fact. But Bruce Carrington, fuck with Bruce Carrington. Every Tiger Johnson's a good fighter as well. I think that's his name, Tiger Johnson. They saying Carmel Moten, of course. Richardson Hitchens, yes. But I'm saying like guys who's really under the radar, like Richardson Hitchens, he got some attention around him right now because we speak about him all the time. O'Shaquie Foster, well, he's already world champion. So, yeah, I mean, the eyes is already on him. Joanne Ingram, okay. A lot of people rocking with him because of his association with Floyd. Oh, yeah, Diego Pacheco. I forgot about him. Diego Pacheco could fucking fight, bro. Top rank wanted Stevenson to fight Ray, but he said no. Who's Ray? What Ray? Who we talking about? Ray. Ryo? Yeah, Diego Pacheco could rumble, bro. He slept on too. I think he'll beat the dog shit out Edgar Berlanga. That's what I think. think he'll beat a lot of them dudes at 68. They just building him. Murata. Oh, you must be talking about Mordecai. That's what you meant to say. You ain't mean Murata. You meant Mordecai. I don't know. I don't know. I would like to see Jermaine Ortiz fight Raymond Mordecai. I would like to see that fight. I think that'd be a good ass fight. You doing a party for Lopez and Ortiz? It's on a Thursday, so why not? I don't see why not. Shit, I don't got nothing to do. DTBG out of H Town, who fought Saturday, is good. I don't even know who that is. I don't know who you're referring to. Ralph says, I agree. I want Diego to fight Berlanga so bad so he'll fold him. Destined to be great. Tito Mercado, yeah, he knocked out Hank Lundy not too long ago. Reed says, T.O. sparking that Massachusetts nigga, that's wild. That was a shot at Slime for sure. He said, I'm gonna watch your reaction then because if I watch the fight, I'm gonna be on hots the whole time. Nah, you think your boy gonna win? What you gonna be on hots for? Wow. But anyway, let's talk about Keith goofy ass Thurman, man. Keith goofy ass Thurman. Let's talk about Boots fight Mean Machine. That'll be a good fight. Boots will stop him easy though. Easy. Man, let's talk about this whole situation. Cause I'm gonna say something about Jaron Ennis that I haven't said before. It ain't nothing bad, but let's really get into it because it's unfortunate with what's going on with him and just the welterweight division in general. And I think I never thought I'd really say this because for a very long time, being in boxing, 147 was always my favorite division. You know what I mean? Because they always had good fighters in there. You know what I mean? Like just look through the eras, man. Look through the eras. But at this point in time, it seems like welterweight is like pretty much dead in the water. Let's really talk about it, man. So obviously, Terrence Crawford most recently became undisputed at welterweight after defeating Earl Spence Jr., right? So since then, you know what I mean, it's been a lot of holdups on exactly what's going to happen with the rematch with Bud and Spence and things of that nature. So as a result, Terrence Crawford IBF title has been stripped off of him and handed to Jaron Ennis. And from what I understand, um, they saying that Bud may relinquish the WBC title as well. They seem to be moving up to 154 pounds in that rematch. If it's still going on, I don't know what the situation is. But since that's been going on, Jaron Ennis has been extremely limited in who he could face. The fans have been asking for him to possibly face Keith Thurman, Mario Barrios, Cody Crawley, Stanionis, but a lot of them dudes not looking his direction. Specifically speaking, Cody Crawley, Stanionis, and Keith Thurman, right? So I came to y'all and I told y'all on my channel that he was gonna wait until Bud vacated all of them belts so he could try to pounce on one of them world titles and hold the belt hostage. You know what I'm saying? Because that'll be his leverage when he goes to the negotiation table, right? So, so now Keith Thurman sees an opportunity to face Tim Tszyu for the WBO world title at 154 pounds. You know what I mean? Um, and Keith Thurman swore that he had it so sweet. He swore it was a great opportunity. But like I said in a lot of my videos, man, karma is a bitch. I'm gonna tell you why. So, and the reason why I say that is because according to multiple reports, the WBO has declined Tim Tszyu defending his WBO world title against Keith Thurman. Reason being that he's been extremely inactive and not ranked in the WBO at 154 pounds. You know what I mean? and he doesn't even fight at the weight class. So those reasons alone and make them feel justified in not allowing Keith Thurman to be granted that opportunity. So what do they do in turn? Because this is not a title defense for Tim Tszyu. They place it at a catch weight, formerly known as Canelo weight, of 155 pounds. So let's really talk about this whole situation. Keith Thurman swore he was going to get a title shot, but because he's been extremely inactive and voluntarily sitting on the shelf and avoiding fights, he's declined the opportunity. So you mean to tell me that now you moving up to 155 pounds, technically a middleweight contest, but let's just call it junior middleweight, right? You moving up a weight class to fight Tim Tszyu for no belt. No belt at all. You just fighting Tim Tszyu just cause, right? What doesn't make sense to me is that at the current weight class that you were thriving in, the current weight class that you said that you would like to stay at, because he's done interviews in the past where he says that he's a welterweight at the end of the day. He wants to stay at welterweight, but if a title shot presents itself at 154 pounds, he will consider it, right? That title shot is not going in your direction. This is just a regular fight, in all honesty. If you beat Tim Tszyu, you won't be recognized as the WBO super welterweight champion, right? So why would you do this? What makes you think that this makes sense in your head when you could have stood at 147 and fight the current IBF welterweight champion of the world? Why? Why didn't you just stay at 147 at the weight class that you claim is yours and fight the other guy in the welterweight division that has the IBF world title, Jaron Ennis? Terrence Crawford, he told you he's not going to fight you because you didn't give him any opportunities when he was coming up, right? So you just need to disregard that. You need to forget all about that situation. Take the L out of lover. It's over. You feel what I'm saying? Like Adrian Broner said, right? Take the L out of lover. It's over. So Terrence Crawford not going to give you a title shot. You want a world title shot. Jaron Ennis is available. You know why? Because punk motherfuckers like you don't want to give him the opportunity to fight. You feel me? The only one that seems optimistic about fighting Jaron Ennis is Mario Barrios. But from what I've heard from my sources, they not too optimistic. The people that's behind the scenes, that's conducting the business behind the scenes, aren't too optimistic about Boots fighting Mario Barrios because they know it's a strong likelihood that Boots will beat him. And they don't want to sacrifice Mario Barrios if he's not under contract with them. This is what I've heard. You feel what I mean? So he might not even get that Mario Barrios shot. So there's something that needs to change with Jaron Ennis is what I'm trying to get to. Because Keith Thurman clearly don't want no smoke. He sees something in Jaron Ennis that he doesn't want to deal with. I think we all know what it is. It's essentially everything in Jaron Ennis' game just doesn't work to Keith Thurman's benefit. So he wants to take on a guy and Tim Tszyu who, you know what I mean? He possesses some good things. He got power. You know what I mean? He's physically strong. He got the size advantage and stuff like that. But he's very inexperienced for having a world title. And essentially he's unproven because he hasn't really fought anybody that we could give him the utmost respect for. Like his best fighter on his resume is Tony Harrison, but Tony Harrison was on his way out. Brian Mendoza, he was a good fighter. He came off of a big win against Fundora, but he wasn't really considered a top tier 154. Carlos Ocampo, he was mid at welterweight, bro. He got stopped by Earl Spence in the first round in his fight in Dallas at the Cowboy Stadium. You see what I mean? So I think that he sees like some holes in Tim Tszyu game that he could take advantage of, but that's just what he going with. He may feel like Tim Tszyu's a safer bet because, in all honesty, bro, I think that Jaron Ennis and Keith Thurman will sell a lot more. Y'all let me know in the comments. There's 25 people in the building. Hit the like button, of course. Y'all let me know. What is the bigger fight, Jaron Ennis versus Thurman, or is it Tim Tszyu and Thurman? Now, we got to take into consideration that maybe if Tim Tszyu fought Thurman in Australia, you know what I mean? The fight might be a little bit more popular, probably do a few more numbers, sell a little bit more tickets. But taking into consideration that this fight is taking place in Las Vegas, right? Which fight is bigger? Boots Thurman, Thurman Zoo. Really think about it. You feel me? Reed says Boots circumstances are crazy. Son really got the hardest path. Yeah, and what I was saying was, and I've been saying, I said this 3 years ago on YSM Sports Media, bro. I got an interview on there talking about the whole thing. I said that Boots is gonna have to get his name. He's gonna have to build his name from the muscle, bro, from the ground up, because these guys, these experienced guys that's at the top of the world right now, on top of the boxing world, not gonna get his man no handouts. They're not about to give me my opportunity to possibly dethrone them. So what does he have to do? He's gonna have to build his name up the hard way, bro. He's gonna have to just keep winning. You know what I mean? Dominating his weight class and then move up. You feel what I mean? But now really thinking about it, Jaron Ennis has a world title. And he came on social media saying, what's the excuse gonna be now? Because before they was talking about, oh, he don't got a belt, he doesn't bring anything to the table, whatever. Now he has a belt and these dudes still quiet. You know what I'm saying? He's still quiet. So, you know what I mean? I think Jaron Ennis is in a situation right now where he has to make a major choice. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that real choice should be moving up to 154 pounds, bro. You know what I mean? Like, really think about it. Really think about the situation, right? Terrence Crawford, he said he not rumbling you. You don't bring nothing to the table, right? So those belts that Terrence Crawford possibly has, if he's not relinquishing them or being stripped of them, you're never going to get them. You feel what I mean? And if you do get them, you're going to get them against guys who aren't really known. Like, are people really going to be intrigued to see Jaron Ennis fight Cody Crawley? Mario Barrios might have some heat behind it, but we all know what's gonna happen in that fight. Let's keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it a buck. What's gonna happen between Barrios and Jaron Ennis? And I'm a Barrios fan. What you think gonna happen? Boots is gonna wash Mario Barrios. It's not gonna be close. You feel what I'm saying? Who else is in the division? Keith Thurman. He don't want no smoke for real. He made that clear. He about to move up and fight a guy for no belt and just a payday. When he makes it seem like he cares about the belts. He about to fight at the catchweight. He don't want to fight Boots for real. Um, who else? Stanionis. We don't even know where Stanionis at. We don't even know where he at. Where he at? He said that he wanted to fight Boots. He said that he was willing to fight Boots. Then all of a sudden he said he needs a tune-up, but then goes behind Jaron Ennis's back and attempts to fight Keith Thurman, who's not a tune-up. You know what I'm saying? He said, you finally said Mario Barrios, right? Man, whatever. Barrios, same shit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen people do interviews with Barrios and call him Barrios, and he wasn't tripping. So what the fuck you tripping for? Chill out. He said mad opportunities at 54. Hell yeah. For Boots, yeah. But Boots, at the same time, bro, I spoke to him face to face, and he told me that he want to become undisputed at 147, and that he make the weight easy. You see what I'm saying? And that he could be there for a long time to come. But at the same time, it's like, are you gonna really spend your prime years there where there aren't many opportunities when you could go up to 154 pounds and fight some legitimate names? Think about it. Jaron Ennis, if he goes up to 54, that could open up an opportunity to fight Earl Spence later down the line, who will be at 154 pounds for however much longer he got left in his career, right? That might line up a fight with Terrence Crawford eventually, because Terrence Crawford will be up there. Boots versus Erickson Lubin, Boots versus Jesus Ramos, Boots versus Jamal Charlo, bro. Boots versus Sebastian Fundora, Boots versus Tim Zoo. It's a lot of fucking fights at 154 pounds that Boots could really make. He could essentially become a star in that weight division, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. He could really become pound for pound top three, even become the number one guy when Terrence Crawford and all them dudes step up out of there if he beats the top guys at 154 pounds. If he was able to become undisputed at 54, with a stacked division like with the stacked division that division is, bro, that'll be extremely impressive. You know what I'm saying? Texas 16 South says Max the likes out. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that very much. Boots versus Lara. Well, Eris 90 Lara's at 160 pounds right now. And I think he has the belt. I think he has a WBA at 160 pounds. Um, so yeah, I don't really see that happening, but that'll be a good fight too, even though Eris 90 Lara's in his 40s now. Yeah, I mean, that'll be a good joint. You see what I mean? I just think that just like what everybody what Reed's saying in the comments, he said undisputed dead at 47. That's what it's looking like. You know what I mean? It's just crazy because I never thought 47 will end up being a dead division, and that's what it sounds like it's coming to. And if that's the situation, Boots gotta get up out of there, man. He gotta get up out of that division. Yeah, I mean, I know you want to become undisputed and things like that, but the opportunity is not really there for you to shine. Like if you become undisputed against uh them dudes that's in that weight class, they not gonna give you much credit for it. You know what I mean? Because there ain't too many big names there. All the big names done got up out of there. Keith Thurman ran up to a catch weight. Sean Porter retired. Danny Garcia moved up. Um, from what I understand, Crawford and Spence both might move up for their rematch, and they not coming back down to 47 after the fact. So what does that leave you with? Barrios? Crawley? Come on, man. Blair Cobbs? You know what I'm saying? Like it don't really make sense. Anonymous says it's sad 147 used to be a glamour division. That's what I'm saying. But, things change, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe further down the line, 147 will be great again. But right now, it seems like they hit a low. You know what I mean? It seems like they hitting a low right now. But maybe 147 will be back on his feet when them guys from the smaller weight classes move up. Like Devin Haney, Tiafimo, Rowley, Ryan, and shit like that. Maybe that 47 division will be up and popping when they get older and move up. Reed says 54 and 40, the hottest divisions in boxing. I think 40 got it, man. I think 40 is the most competitive division in boxing. You know what I mean? I honestly believe that heavyweights are a pretty competitive division. They just not fighting each other. You know what I mean? Like if you really look over the heavyweight landscape, they got some good fighters, man. They just not facing each other. 130 is underrated. I see what you're saying. But Navarrete about to move up. Navarrete about to move up. Mark ain't even peeped my boots question. Let me see. Let me look up my false line. Let me find that for you. There's a lot of comments here. My fault. Okay, this must be it right here. Mark, would you say Boots in a situation kind of like Hagler in the fact that nobody wanted to fight him till late in his career type shit? Correct me if I'm wrong. Well, time will tell. You know what I mean? I can't really answer that until Jaron and his career unfolds. But it seems like it's a situation that Earl Spence had faced early on in his career, being that he was a high risk, low reward kind of fighter. At this particular time, that's who Jaron Ennis is because although he is a hot commodity in the 147 division, he hasn't really he doesn't have the track record of somebody who sells a lot of pay-per-views, sells a lot of tickets, is a main event attraction, pay-per-view star, anything like that. But he's a threat nonetheless. So because he's not like a household name at this particular time, a lot of people don't feel like it's worth fighting him at this time. I remember when Earl Spence was coming up and beating up on Phil LaGreco and Chris Van Heerden. He had put Leonard Bundu to sleep and things of that nature. At that point in time, nobody wanted to face Earl Spence. You know what I mean? Them dudes, they didn't want no smoke with him at all. They didn't want no smoke with him at all. So they kept disregarding him. So what Boots has to do, in all honesty, he just has to keep winning. You know what I mean? Have his team push him in the right direction, possibly get those big opportunities. And once he gets to the table and receives that big opportunity and he shows out how I believe he is, Jaron Ennis is going to be a star, man. You know what I'm saying? Boots. Lorenzo said Boots is more on the Rigondeaux position. I think. No. Rigondeaux's situation was way worse than I've ever seen anybody go through. You know what I mean? At least Boots getting opportunities against like guys like Sergey Limpinets and Romain Vila, who just came off of a good win. Yo, like with Guillermo Rigondeaux, bro, when he was at 122, bro, there was literally people that he was world champion and the dudes in his rankings refused to fight him. He had been inactive. Rigondeaux had been inactive strictly due to the fact that nobody wanted to face him. So they put him as champion in recess. Scott Quigg and Carl Frampton fought for the belt. You know what I mean? And Guillermo was supposed to face the winner of that. And when Carl Frampton beat Scott Quigg, he vacated the belt and then moved up and fought Leo Santa Cruz, who also moved up in weight to avoid Guillermo Rigondeaux. Had always avoided Guillermo Rigondeaux. Never want to smoke with him at all. You know what I mean? So Guillermo Rigondeaux's position was way worse, man. You know what I mean? Like at least Boots is like co-main event on pay-per-view fights and stuff like that. And it seems like fans take more of a liking to Jaron Ennis than Guillermo Rigondeaux. I feel like prime Guillermo Rigondeaux wasn't really appreciated amongst the people how he should have been. Because what people really slept on with Guillermo Rigondeaux was he had a high knockout ratio and he could fucking punch. You know what I'm saying? What I think it was, I think that HBO had felt the way about him because they was building up Nonito Donaire to be this next Manny Pacquiao, the Filipino Flash, and he's the next big superstar coming out of the Philippines, and they wanted to showcase how good he was. HBO was putting up a lot of money on Donaire, you know what I mean? So they put Guillermo Rigondeaux, who's a two-time gold medalist. They thought the size advantage would play into Nonito's advantage and stuff like that. They thought that was going to be the reason why he beat Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux smoked Nonito Donaire. So easy, bro. That was one of the most phenomenal performances I've ever seen from a fighter. Guillermo Rigondeaux is one of the most skilled fighters I've ever seen in my life. But he's also one of the most avoided, feared fighters that I've seen in my whole life. You know what I mean? What happened with Guillermo recently was I think that like he was fucking with like this pressure cooker or something like that. It exploded and it had damaged the vision in his eye. And he's still fighting from what I understand. You know what I'm saying? But Guillermo Rigondeaux, man, yeah, Boost ain't never experienced nothing that Guillermo Rigondeaux went through. And that's a good thing. Shit, because Guillermo done been through some shit, bro. That man was really a victim to the politics of boxing, for sure. Yeah, Guillermo got tagged. Guillermo got dropped. He had gotten dropped by Nonito. He got caught with some off balance. He was off balance, got caught with a shot and shit. I think he was staying the square. So when he had gotten hit by a clean shot, he had went down. But that shit pissed Guillermo off and he started punching on Nonito. You know what I'm saying? It was a phenomenal performance, bro. Yo, if y'all want to get an idea of how skilled prime Guillermo Rigondeaux was, bro, just check out his highlight reel, bro. The way he did things, he was a technician. He could fucking punch too. Could really punch. Yeah, Guillermo had to go to Japan to get a fight at one point. And that dude had dropped him, hurt him. Guillermo Rigondeaux, I think he had broken like three of his opponent's jaws like consecutively with one punch. He was just breaking jaws with left hands. So, man, Guillermo wasn't even a boring fighter for real. He was a technician, you know what I'm saying? But he had devastating power. He could knock you out um within a moment's notice. I don't know. I don't know, man. I guess he's rubbed off. I think he rubbed people the wrong way. I think he rubbed off I think he rubbed the wrong people the wrong way. You know what I mean? Them higher ups. He pissed somebody off. And then after that, they went on a mission to really blackball this dude. He's broken several people's jaws. I'm telling you. He couldn't speak English and he wasn't Mexican. That also takes away from his star power. Maldo Plug says, "Yo, when is Fulton gonna come back? He might need to leave the PBC island to restart his career, or are we gonna get him sitting on the shelves collecting dust?" Well, I don't know exactly when Fulton's gonna come back. I'm not sure. I seen that he was doing. He said pause, Mark. I don't know what I said, but whatever. Pause. Whatever. I'm half asleep anyway, bro. I'm about to hang this shit up. But I don't know when he's coming back. I seen he was doing pad work with Boots. I think today or the day before yesterday, whatever the situation is. But um, from what I understand, Fulton is coming back at 126, and he's looking to go on a title run from there, which I think he's capable of doing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about him having to leave PBC or anything like that. I don't know about any of that. That's not really my business to be talking about. I think PBC has been doing a great job with Stephen Fulton, and he got some great wins. He became unified world champion, and he got a big fight against Nayu and Inoue. You know what I mean? So I think they was guiding his career correctly. I don't think he needs to go anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't think Fulton would say he got to go anywhere. Honestly, a lot of them dudes is happy with Al Heyman at the end of the day. Cuban fighters always get. Okay, I see what you're saying. Dating back to Felix Savon, but we seen it happen with Luis Ortiz, bro. Like Frank Sanchez, he out here doing phenomenal performances, still can't get a title shot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of the Erislandy Lara. Erislandy Lara has gotten robbed out of some big fights. I thought they robbed him real bad against Canelo. I thought they robbed him against Paul Williams and shit like that. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the reason is, but you know, it is what it is, man. Some people just they fall victim to the politics of boxing, unfortunately, man. Says Al run boxing. He definitely was running it all 2023. And from what I've been hearing from my sources, it sounds like he about to have a phenomenal 2024 too. But I'm gonna keep that to myself until more information come out. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much my live. You know what I mean? That's pretty much my live for the day, man. I appreciate everybody that came in and was checking it out. Lara got robbed in the Williams and Canelo fight. That's a fact. But yeah, the pillow is calling my name, no. So I'm gonna go lay my ass down, man. About to get ready for bed, take a shower, all that, lay my head down, and you know what I mean. Get ready for work in the morning, man. So I appreciate everybody that was tuned in, the 28 people that's in the building. I appreciate you very much for coming through and showing love to the channel. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. You know what I mean? If y'all hit the like button already, I appreciate you guys daily. You know what I'm saying? Hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to the channel. We on the road to 2K. We about to hit that 1600 mark soon. I appreciate the nation. I appreciate the mob for continuously supporting me as I continue to go through this YouTube content creator journey. You know what I mean? But hit the like button, hit the bell hit the bell. You know what I mean? Select all so you know each time I'm posting a video or going live. You know what I mean? But until then, I holla at you guys. You all have a blessed, beautiful night. Y'all be careful out here, man. Drive safe, all that good shit, man. Shout out to the nation, shout out to the mob. I'm out of here, man. Peace.